Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. I am Brad, this is John, and we're the Posh Kings.
Hello, everyone. You're catching us at a moment. Brad is really driving me bananas today. Just
Define driving
setting
bananas,
up this
by the
camera
way.
has been a mission, and I don't know why. But here we are. Yeah, of course, it's my fault. Of course, it's okay. It's okay. You know, look, We'll share with responsibility, and I just shook the table. We hope everyone is doing well, and we are back, but yet again, we're really excited to be here. Look, it's summer, it's a little bit slower here, with things going on. So many people are taking really marvelous vacations.
Yeah, well, it's also like now it's pretty much August, so I think it's one more month and then kids go back to school, so I think people are trying to do last minute holiday vacations and trips,
we see full families in Tahiti and stuff like that.
People are living the best lives. Families are living the best lives.
These poshers are living their best life. I can only imagine what it takes like a family of 6 to Tahiti. That's a lot of cash. That's a lot of reselling kids. That's a lot of reselling. Yep. Okay. So here we are. We go over a few topics. Fun. I think the first one, we have notes, which we always have in the phone.
Yeah.
You know, saves on paper, right? First one, look, Posh Fest seems to be blowing up. The itinerary, I guess, or the agenda?
The agenda came out. The agenda schedule came out. They didn't announce any speakers yet or anything like that. But the agenda did come out. Mm-hmm. We went to last year. It was Houston. Last year was the first one
after COVID
since lockdown. So a big in-person event. It was good. However, it was
small. It was
a smaller event.
It was great. They did a great job with it,
but it was definitely a smaller event.
The first feet back in the water, so to speak, after, because I think the year before, the last IRL was 1,500 or something.
Yeah,
really massive. Last year I think it was like 200 or 300.
So it was good. It was a lot of great things happened. The agenda was really wonderful.
We were there, so it was great.
It was great because we were there.
Just kidding. Seriously, just kidding.
No, really, just kidding.
Trust me, we do not feel that self-important.
No. So anyway, it was really good. What I will tell you is that looking at the agenda this year, the one's gonna be in San Diego.
They're on it.
They've set up some really cool sessions, and then also too they have something called the playground. I guess you can take photos, you can practice live selling.
Yeah.
There's I think it's gonna be more of an interactive. You can definitely hang out with your posh friends.
Now I know it sounds crazy. We have not, as of yet, fully decided if we're going.
We are always the last minute deciders.
We are the worst.
Anyone who knows us literally will be last minute will be we're going. We still haven't decided if we're going yet. Look, we're in South Florida.
Well, it's definitely possible. I mean,
could be possible.
Yeah.
Trek across the country to San Diego is definitely worth it.
It's a job.
It's definitely a trek.
However, it is looking amazeballs, really amazeballs.
You've been on an amazeballs kick lately.
I know. I'm using the word. I don't know why. But it looks like they're doing a really good job, and it looks like I think it's so in words it's hard to figure out. The agenda, while some people said it looks like the same, it really isn't. Not. If you're very familiar with how things are done, they're doing things very different this year. It's far more interactive, a lot more going on than ever has, and real entertainment, a lot of entertainment as well, from what I understand. So it's going to be really great from what we understand, and you never know, we might see a bunch of you there.
I also have to just piggyback off you real quick. So I know a lot of people complain sometimes when it comes to Posh Fest about how some of the agenda schedules or sessions are they're a little bit too beginnerish, but we have to remember that every day thousands and thousands of people join Poshmark. So if you're gonna go to Posh Fest, they do try to show it off to anywhere from the beginners up to the more advanced sellers. So that's why they always end up doing a couple the beginner sessions as well. Introduction. Get people warmed up.
And even though I think this year above any other year, there's more information, more knowledge to be offered, and I think people will learn a lot this year.
Yeah.
The real key in what we have always felt with Posh Fest, and look, it's not cheap to go.
No, it's definitely an expense.
It could be worse. There are a lot of seminars that are far
more expensive than Posh Fest. So keep that in mind. I know a lot of people say, like John said, that it's an expensive trip.
Yeah, but it's in all things considered, yes. it definitely is better than some others. So the key point really has always been is the camaraderie. Reselling is such a solitary work effort. It really is. We're fortunate we have each other, and we work in a common thread, so to speak. But a lot of people work from home alone. They really only know, and we consider fellow sellers our co-workers, so to speak. They only know them from social media or maybe messaging on Poshmark. It is important to get out, see these people that you've made these online relationships with. It's really rewarding. I mean, when you can just share joy, give them a hug, and once again, we can hug people. Thank God we are, kind of reached a certain point past COVID that, it's far safer, not 100%, but far safer to engage that way. It really is amazing.
I agree.
And something that Manish has told us many times, what he missed so much was being able to give the sellers and the community hugs and see their smiles in person.
That's what it's all about.
Look, COVID was a bitch. COVID was a bitch. It changed the world. It changed all of us. And look, it's good being around people again. It makes me almost want to cry, really. I feel grateful that this does exist, and it's an opportunity for those who are.
And honestly, that's what literally, if you've never been to one, because everyone asks us all the time, they go, is it worth going to Posh Fest? And I say, it's a great way, like John was explaining, how to meet other people that are doing the same things as you are doing. So even if you are a little introverted, or you're a little nervous, or you don't have any friends that you're going to go with, honestly, the minute you walk in the door, people will talk to you. The team of Poshmark will talk to you. You will meet Manish. You will meet Leanne. You'll meet the Amanda Weiss. You'll meet Rose Gold. They will all introduce themselves to you because we're all family, and honestly, it makes it feel so natural. So even if you are nervous, go and you'll meet someone. You will not walk away with no friends.
And look, I'm going to say it, and this is what I feel to be the truth, and I think Brad will agree.
I hope so.
We have attended, because we've attended, I don't know at this point, 70 reseller events of all sorts. Yes. 70 events. Most events claim to have all this great technical knowledge, and not a one has. And if we didn't attend them, we watched them on YouTube. We have watched, we've seen it, so forth and so on. You know what they give you? They give you inspiration. Every last one. Inspiration and some deets to inspire you to grow your business.
Yeah.
Are any of them giving no, you know what that comes from? All that deep info, it comes from your own work. It comes from you learning about your business, your clients. And that's how it is. Yeah.
I agree.
And there you have it.
I agree.
And I know that will be an unpopular comment, but I don't care.
But we all have our own views and opinions, so we are entitled to ours.
You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with us. This is just our thoughts.
Yes.
All right, so a few things have changed. By the way, this is not all about Poshmark.
Yeah, I'm looking down. I'm looking at his phone. I'm not just looking down for no reason.
Posh Lens is super cool.
Okay. So
a lot of tools that arrive on any platform are a little lukewarm. This was pretty cool. Yeah, we've been trying it out.
Cool. We tried it out.
See if we could flaw it, so to speak, and it works really well.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and those are just our findings. It is cool. It really is kind of, if you really are a shopper and you're looking for certain types of things, it's very, very helpful.
What also helps too, if you're not familiar with what we're talking about here, so. Make sure your app is updated. It's called the Posh Lens. If you go to your shop section to search for, let's say, a brand, you'll see a little lens picture thingy in the right-hand corner. It'll be up in there on your side of the phone if you're looking at it. What you do is you end up taking a picture of an item. It kind of reminds me of Google Lens. We've all used Google Lens to check comps or look for stock photos or whatever it is. This is kind of the same concept. What we've noticed is, because like we tried it out on even just basic items like bread and butter items. Like, so for instance, I did a St. John's Bay women's black polo, right? So I did the Posh Lens on it, and it brought up everything that looks like a black polo for women. So it brought up other brands as well. So it's a great way to check comps, but yeah.
I hate that term bread and butter. Because you know, it sounds so basic. And you know what? Your items aren't basic, ours aren't basic, whatever it is. Why don't we say baseline or something like that?
Okay, baseline it is. I like baseline.
Bread and butter, it's so basic. Why be basic when you can be fabulous?
True.
I had to fix my neckline. It's a little droopy. Like my neck.
Stop. So yeah, so that's we'll do that then. Perfect.
There you go. People, our last video promoted listings. People were saying it's not as much as they would have hoped. They weren't selling as much as they would have hoped from it. Now it seems we can only base this on what people are telling us, and they're saying that they're experiencing more sales from it. So that's kind of the report from that they feel there must have been a tweak or something with Poshmark, that it is getting stronger, if you want to use that word, and getting to be better than it was.
It's also hard to like figure out real statistics when you're in the summer months. So I know people are testing it right now in summer, in the summer, which is also trickier. So things are a little bit different.
Well, realistically, we've always used it on promoted listings on eBay. It worked very well. It does work very well on eBay, at least, for us.
Yeah.
And we can only speak to our own experience, right? Next one, Posh shows, which we love, right? We love Posh shows. We do quite a bit. We got a question, and we get this in the shows sometimes, as well as emails. Do you feel that the quick list, the quick list without a photo is as efficient, or you sell it as easily as if you had the photo? A picture always works better.
I mean, it's a no-brainer.
It just does.
Yeah, it just
does. But this is what I will tell you, and it really is, and it's auction style. So look, we've attended gazillions of auctions just in general with many types of things in our life. You don't always have a picture. There's not like it's not like it's Sotheby's and you get the the catalog before going into an auction. What I will say is, it is impossible, because a lot of people are doing baseline starts. We're doing a summer clearance right now. Hundreds and hundreds of items. We're starting at $3. You cannot efficiently start an item for $3 unless you're starting for something $3 and it's a Louis bag and it's going to go for $1,000. You cannot start something that you are anticipating is going to sell $3 to $4 to $5 to $6 and do a full listing.
And invest the time putting like 8 pictures in.
No way. Don't do it.
There's a point of a quick list.
Those are volume sales.
We do pictures mostly for like things that might not look right on a hanger. So like a lot of Free People that we do, Splendid, all those other brands, Joie.
If there's a stock, because sometimes some things look really freaky on a hanger.
Yeah.
And Brad's really good at looking them up, and people need to see sometimes what. If it's something that looks bad on a hanger, maybe you want to include a stock photo at least. I think it's sufficient, right? So yes, it does help. You don't have to do it. And if you're doing volume
it's time consuming if you're going to do it. Look, obviously, it makes sense if you have 100 listings in your show and everything has a picture. It's easy for somebody to go, "Oh, I like that." But we typically just do our regular quick list. We also run through things very quickly. We do not waste time in between listings. We don't talk for 10 minutes in between each listing. We just get on the ball. So even if you see an item that you might be interested in because of the brand and the size, we show it. If you see it and it's not your style, then we just move on to the next. It's just, it keeps the show flow going. That's how we do ours.
So someone said to us the other day, "Why are you starting your summer clearance so early?"
Good question.
Because department stores have already done it a month ago. Literally, a month ago. They cleared out summer. You know why? Because the floors are now full of fall and winter. That's how it goes. You have to think ahead. Our suggestion would be, I mean, of course, we are doing a summer clearance, $3 starts, Posh shows, yada, yada, yada. If you have easy breezy items that you're ready to move out, be it on a Posh show, a live or a silent or a share show, whatever, however you do, or static listings. And static listings, for those who don't know, are traditional listings where you list them and and you share them, or however you decide to promote their sale. It's really important to get the basic items moving right now. If you don't want to hold on to them, to a later date, it's the time. If it's something special, a luxury item, a higher price item, and you're just not ready to, I said wetty.
He said wetty.
I sound like a rabbit. If you're not ready to really move them in a quick way, then hold those. But if you have volume and everything, this is the time. Get it going. Make that cash. Buy fall goods. That is the whole point of selling and being. We owned a chain of clothing stores for many years. Sometimes you just have to cut your losses, move on, take the cash, and you use that to buy the next season's goods. So that's what we have to say about that.
I mean, look, on our end, we're not even taking a loss. We're just selling. We're having a lower profit margin. So we just move along and invest into something else for winter and fall.
Yeah. All right. So this is a really controversial question. We say the biggest for last, right? Is a Posh closet score a real thing? Okay. So we can only speculate. There was
a lot of chatter going through the community about this.
This ended up on the list here because a friend of ours who has been a reseller Posh friend of ours for many years asked us this specific question just a few minutes ago. They saw another very prominent seller who did a YouTube about this, and they were curious if it is in fact true. We think so. We think so. There is a platform that actually can show you what your Posh closet score is. In theory, your Posh closet score, ours is I think we're at 81 or 82,000. We sold a lot of stuff. It's in a lot of years, so it's understandable that your score has something to do with your algorithm. The higher the score, the better the score, the more you're shown. And look, these are all theories. The more you're shown, the greater basically the Poshmark sun shines on you, so to speak. So there was another platform ages ago that kind of supposedly had an inside to Poshmark that we saw it then. That was obviously many years ago. And now was it Posh Sidekick, which is an automation app.
It's an app that you can do automation.
You can actually get, if I'm correct, if you want to go in and get your score, you can get a 7-day free trial, and then if you want to continue the service, of course, you can continue to do.
That's what everyone, people that have used it have told us about this.
Yeah,
they tell you your Posh score too, your closet score.
Show you your Posh score. So it's kind of crazy. Supposedly, basically, and again, for layman's terms, the sun will shine on you. The higher your score is, the more successful you could be, or the more your items would be shown, and so forth. We have a really crazy high score. We're sure there are lots of people that have much higher, but ours is really because of just being on so many years and selling so many items. And everybody's score would improve. What it really does, we don't know. These are all theories, but check it out if you want. Okay, final thing. We have had a lot of people. The same person was complaining to us about Goodwill. This is our official statement, and this is 100% true.
I know where you're going with this one.
While we brushed across this subject for years,
since we started, we actually went toe to toe on some people.
We have mentioned and even told people they should, go to Goodwill, because we know for a lot of people that's all you have access to. We have never been, but okay, now there's a side. We have went to the Goodwill bins I don't know, maybe 10 times.
The ones down here in
years
South
ago, we
crazy.
went. Have not been for 5 years, I think.
I have always said this. I just interject real fast. I've always said this. It's
crazy.
what I don't understand. I don't know if it's just a slow day for everybody out there in the social media world. I see people like having like barbecues and like luncheon picnics with all their friends. 10
hours, you
go in hours, and literally they'll elbow you and pinch you to get to the t-shirt. There are no shoes. They actually stopped selling shoes at our bins because people are so crazy at throwing and punching and spitting and biting. So
they literally
all that social media Goodwill bins, we're all hanging out like, yay, and eating sandwiches.
It's
not real here.
It's not here.
Maybe somewhere in Idaho or Nebraska.
But look, it's cool. So we have done
totally.
that.
But
have we ever now we've went into a couple mainstream Goodwill stores, but we've never purchased one single thing. One single thing, and not say there's anything wrong with it.
We have friends that live down here, and
most
they shop only at Goodwills.
We don't feel the merchandise is as good as resellers deserve it to be for the price.
Well, I also have a hard time too. So like, we've done this. Like we have a couple friends that we know very well, and they're really good friends of ours. They'll spend literally 6 to 8 to 10 hours in a Goodwill all day long. They get like one shopping cart full. That's great. However, you just invested 8 to 10 hours of your time
for like 3 things.
We are high volume sellers, so sadly we can't spend, let's say, 10, 12 hours in a thrift store.
So we have other methods.
We have other methods of getting our merchandise. More power to the ones out there that can find stuff and spend that much time. It ends up hurting us when it comes to our profit margin and all that stuff, because you are investing so much time. Also, prices here,
your time is money. Unless you just enjoy doing it and it's your hobby, then cheers, carry on.
Yeah, it's fun to find. Look, it's fun to treasure hunt.
Also, something, and I made a point with our friend who wrote us about this specifically not too long ago. You all do realize that Goodwill sends their luxury items to be sold online.
Yeah, and everybody knows that it's called shopgoodwill.com.
Shopgoodwill.com.
Okay, and that's usually like what is it?
It's auction based. And it takes a week or some nonsense like that. Whatever. It's too much.
So here's a good rule of thumb: if you see a Louis Vuitton bag in a Goodwill store,
it's probably not authentic.
Our good friend lives in Florida as well, on the West Coast. Went to Goodwill. She found a Dior saddlebag. They asked $1,400 for it. A mile away, you can spot it.
And they knew. And she spoke to the manager.
She spoke to the manager. And she said,
they knew that it was not authentic, and they sold it to someone for $1,400.
They sold it to someone because she went the next day to go shopping again. It was gone. She goes, what happened to that Dior bag? And they said, we sold it yesterday. If you find something like that, look, something might slip through the cracks, so to say.
Horrible.
However, we also know people that work in corporate Goodwill. So we actually talk to them on a regular basis as well. We've talked about this.
If they pick everything out,
they pick everything out.
It goes elsewhere.
Even from the bins, even our bins down here in South Florida, and anybody can vouch for us if you shopped in South Florida.
All the t-shirt people.
If you are a vintage t-shirt person, you will not find one t-shirt.
They pre-pick.
They pre-pick before it goes onto the floor. So all the t-shirt kids that are hanging out trying to get the t-shirts just make a big mess and elbow and punch and all that stuff to get no t-shirts because they're all taken in the back. Food for thought.
I think there you have it. I think we've said enough.
Yeah.
Again, blanket statement. You don't have to listen to a word that we've said. You don't have to agree with one single drop of it.
Yeah.
If it works for you, cheers.
But also, look, and we told our friend the same thing. If you guys do find...
we find, there's a tail into that if I can, and then you can close out the show, so to speak.
Ew, I don't want to close out the show.
It's really, really important. Like we find, like when we did a lot of the thrifting, now we buy differently. But we did a lot of like in-person thrifting, and we did it for many, many years for great items. You go to the smaller independent places.
Yeah.
It just worked better. You got better prices, better quality normally. Especially individual small charity places.
Yeah.
It really, and we have given, I don't know, dozens of interviews about how to do that.
Yes.
You can look at, I think we
have a couple of videos. I think we have a couple of videos in our lineup that actually talk about that.
Explain how to do that.
Big box stores like Goodwill, Salvation Army.
They pick and they
they're
pluck
great,
everything out now.
But it is a treasure hunt. And for those of you that are lucky enough to have the kind of Goodwills where you can catch the racks when they come out.
Yes.
And you get a whole cartload. That's wonderful. We cheer
and some
you on.
people, it works
and
really well.
we applaud that. However, in our situation, it's not possible here. When we go, we don't get that kind of luck. So we usually tell people to find like the smaller base stores, definitely charity based. Anything that's with animals.
Also, do yourself a favor. Everybody keeps talking about the prices that are going higher at Goodwill. Check out, and it's public knowledge. See what the CEO of Goodwill makes a year, and then you'll know why prices are so high. Just saying. Goodwill for him.
Goodwill for them. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
But yeah, that is how that kind of works.
All right, everybody. We have kept you too long. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time. We go on and on.
Yes.
We tend to go off on a tangent. Thank you. We appreciate you.
We like talking with all of you. Yeah,
look, without all of you watching, it would be really stupid.
Very
for us
true.
to be here.
And by the way, make sure you guys like the video if you like it. Comment below if you want to chat with us. And possibly consider subscribing.
And we need to think up a new word for bread and butter, because your items are more than that. More than basic, more than simple, or more than baseline. Let's think up a new word.
I'll go with easy breezy next time.
Easy breezy is good. Starter, anything.
Yeah.
Bread and butter.
I
do like bread and butter, though.
I can't have it. I'm on carbs right now.
I have to lose so much weight. It's ridiculous.
Worse.
Anyway, my neckline is...
I can't with him.
All right.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great one.
See you later. Be well.